Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer courtesy of Ricky. Thank you so much. This is Parish from Louisiana in collaboration with Great Notion Portland, and this is Camden, Louisiana. And actually someone tried to tell me how this is pronounced, B-R-O-U-S-S-A-R-D. I don't actually know how it's pronounced. I think it's Brewster. I said Brewster, which is wrong. So anyway, this is blueberry mochi. So this is a Berliner style ale, blueberries, vanilla, milk, sugar, toasted rice. Really excited. These are fun flavors to do in a sour. Sort of, I know everybody talks about like milkshake IPA, which I honestly think is not actually that prevalent. You know, people complain about like lactose and milkshake and all this stuff. It's, at least from my experience, is not that popular. Yeah, not really. Pastry stout is quite popular. Certainly tons of breweries do that. And pastry stout arguably has been existed for like at least a decade. It's just like now we call it pastry stout, and you're just adding these kind of sweeter ingredients into beer. Kettle sour one, that's I think actually quite popular. We used to have still pretty popular with Florida Weiss, where people actually put actual fruit into Berliner Weiss, and it's now not really, I guess, called Florida Weiss anymore. It's just called fruited sour. But you know, one of the up and coming things, and something that Ellipsis does too, is just like sort of candied. It's like candied slash pastry slash dessert sour kind of series of beers where lactose may or may not be added, and then it's a lot of just like non-actual fruit additions. It's sort of impression of fruit, but it's like using other ingredients to sort of like go for more, again, sweeter, desserty, pastry, dessert sour flavors instead of just like fruit and sour. So I think it's actually a pretty popular beer, popular thing that, you know, more people probably should be talking about. Blueberry mochi, and so really curious. Beautiful blueberry color on this one. It's like got that purple hue to it. Got that beautiful like pinky purplish kind of head to it, hazy on the aroma. Definitely get the toasted rice, vanilla. What else is in here? Lactose, yeah, and then that tart blueberry note, quite nice. Yeah, it smells quite delicious. I mean, I think the vanilla and blueberry plays quite well together. A little bit of that toasted rice thing smells awesome. Smells fun. Where's this come in at? Did we say the ABV? Pretty good. Does a pretty good job with blueberry mochi. Strangely enough, I don't actually think I've had blueberry mochi. Do you know those green tea mochi that you get in Japanese restaurants, or what are the mochis I've had? Anyway, for sure I've never had blueberry mochi. You guys can post down below what ABV this is. I'll actually post in the description. I'm gonna guess this is not too big of a beer. Then again, the sweetness could be, it's probably around 5, I want to guess. Probably not imperial sour at 7, but nice. It's got a nice sweetness to it, which counteracts that like Berliner tartness. Nice acidity up front, blueberry flavor, jammy. You get the toasted rice flavor in there, a little bit of vanilla. Lactose sweetens out the beer on the finish, so the beer is actually not ending very snappy, more towards that desserty kind of thing. Playing with the wheat, probably of the base sour. Killer beer, fun. Easy drinking, not too sour. I like that they still left a good amount of tartness in this beer, and that plays well with that kind of blueberry thing, and then gets really desserty and confectionery with the vanilla playing in there. The rice dances in there, giving this like fun mochi kind of flavor. Well executed, I think. And you know, I know a lot of like traditional beer drinkers and brewers, even myself, like don't really like, or not the biggest fan of these candy sours, but when they're executed with like more full balance and like, again, using real fruit puree and tasting of real fruit, I think it does a good job, and it really impresses this really wonderful kind of desserty experience, but still tasting like pure product, as in the actual blueberry, and then the vanilla plays in, and then I think, you know, something about it. Fantastic dessert sour, whatever you want to call it these days. Pastry sour. They're more dessert sour, huh? This is the candy ones, the desserty ones. Let's call this a dessert one. So dessert sour, absolutely fantastic. This one for me. It's a solid. I think it's fantastic. I just like the execution on this one. You know, not something you're gonna like go one after the other, but it's a fun impression beer. But even being an impression beer, it's not really a flight beer. I would go for a solid 12-ounce pour to this one. And that's what makes these beers great, like the drinkability, because it does have like the sweetness and the desserty notes, but it's still fruity and tart up front. And then you're still looking for the rice. And again, once you use this many elements, it's very important to find balance, to really have the flavors integrated well, but also like you know, you want to take another sip because you're looking for that other flavor on the other sip. Then you're looking for that other flavor on the other sip. And then again, it's not overly sticky, it's not overly sweet, it's not overly sour, like, right? Like that's where balance I find in this beer. This one for me gets a solid impression, delicious 96. This is Blueberry Mochi. Highly recommended. Thank you so much, Ricky. Cheers. Later.